As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History.
Time now to celebrate this day in history. We are counting down to America's 250th birthday. Charlie is here with one of the things, people, maybe places of the past that have shaped our country into what it is today. What do you got, Charlie?
Today, February 5th.
Yep.
Back in 1849. That's right around the time we became a state.
It is.
A year after.
A year after.
The first ever UW-Madison class met under the direction of Professor John Sterling. The event is celebrated as Founders Day. The classes were held at the Madison Female Academy on the corner of Johnson and Wisconsin. That is right where the old MATC building used to be. The leaders of the all-girls school voted to allow the university to occupy the ground floor of the two-story brick building for free. The university's first regents decided tuition would cost $50,000 a year. No, it was $20 per year back then. Mandatory courses for the students included arithmetic, grammar, geography, Latin, and penmanship.
That would have been mine, for sure.
The university's first chancellor, John Lathrop, arrived the following winter, and the first true university classes began on August 4th in 1850. The first campus building, of course, was North Hall. It was completed in 1851, still standing there. UW admitted their first class of women in 1861. Today, UW-Madison is one of the biggest colleges in the country with over 50,000 students. See, 50,000, that's where it came in. That's this day in history for February 5th.
Charlie Shortino, a proud alum of UW-Madison.
I am. Walked by North Hall many, many times.
Yeah.
Always wondered what was in there. Never had a class. But, yeah, that was
Wait, you never went to class?
Well, when I walked up Bascom Hill, I would occasionally walk past there. Yeah. I had classes. I attended them.
Good. Well,
sometimes
you're here.
I even went to meteorology classes.
Look at that. Look at that. All right. UW rich history here in Madison. Thanks, Charlie.